What's going on, everybody? K-Cam here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you guys about another thing about SSK's roster. And of course, I know I have not been posting a lot at all this year, and I promise to try and fix that. I have no clue what to post, and I know I've said a bunch of times, like every single time I post a video, I know I've said that I'm going to try and post a lot more videos, I'm going to post a lot, and I never do, so I apologize for that. I just have nothing to talk about, literally. So, like, basically the only thing that I know, like, that I can talk about, because there's really nothing else to talk about if I'm not... I mean, I could make zombies videos, I guess. I should probably start doing that again. And so, maybe when the next map pack comes out, I'll start doing some more zombies videos. Or even I could do some for Zetsubo and stuff like that. But anyways, what I'm going to be talking about is the SSK roster and our fourth situation. So I'm pretty sure in my last video, if it wasn't my last video, it was one of my last videos, I said that we were thinking about parting ways with Nitro. We were going to be trying to find a fourth, and we were still going to be playing with Nitro in the meantime. Well, we've got 3 different people we could use as our fourth, one of them being Nitro. And so I'm going to kind of talk about our options real quick. And first off, we have... Obviously, I'm going to talk about Nitro, and Nitro is the guy that, he's my uncle. Like, I'm literally family with him, and the coolest part about him being my uncle is that he's only 6 months older than me, and everyone's always like, how is your uncle 6 months older than you? And I'm like, because, I don't know, my mom's side just reproduced quickly, and so, yeah. I think his mom is like 60, and that's my mom's mom, and I know that my mom's like 40, and yeah, so they reproduce quickly on that side of the family, and so he's my uncle. I mean, it's pretty cool. I play with my uncle. We have common interest, sports, video games, Call of Duty. Like, we share interest in all that, and I don't know, I guess we just get along really well. And yeah, of course we have our fights and like our disagreements and arguments and stuff. But I mean, we're literally like family. Like, we have that closeness and that bond and that chemistry together, and that just carries over into the game, and we just enjoy playing with each other. Okay, that sounded really wrong. Do not take that the wrong way. We enjoy playing Call of Duty together and enjoy being teammates. We don't actually fondle each other. But anyways, so with Nitro, we have like that chemistry, and I know that he can be a good player. I've seen him in past Call of Duties when he used to play a lot, like all the way back, World at War, all throughout, until even in Ghost he was still decent for a lot of the time. But then he would stop playing a lot, and he'd get awful, team would get awful, and then it just carried into AW. He'd never play, and then, you know, AW, he was alright at times, but then most of the time he just wasn't cutting it. I mean, the new game modes, he didn't play enough to know them. Then with Black Ops 3, he's hardly played any, so he's pretty trash at the game. He was alright when it first came out. Like, with uplink and stuff, he dropped more kills than all of us, and so he was showing a lot of potential there. But then with and just like, he just doesn't get on, and so everyone's just caught up to him and to us, and it's very detrimental if we were to play with him, since he never gets on. I'm pretty sure he has been getting on a good amount lately, but that's just like, it's at like 9 o'clock, so we're not getting too much practice, especially when you have teams out there playing from like every single day from like 3 until 11ish, and they're just getting all this practice in, while meanwhile we would be sitting here playing 1 GB a night, not even every night, maybe, who knows how often it would be, and his schedule is just too busy for us. So I don't know. I mean, it's really a tough situation with Nitro, but I don't think it's gonna work out unless change happens. And so honestly, I think it is time. There comes a time for everything, and I know Huntsman's just been, you know, he knows that he knew that I wouldn't have done this before. Like, he knew that I'd always talk about it, but he knew that I never would. And now I think I'm just, you know, I just think it's time. We just got to move on and go our separate ways. I just think it's better. I don't think, with the dedication Nitro has, I don't think that he would be making this a career. Now, I can still see him being in like the SSK house and stuff, but I don't think he plans on being a competitive Call of Duty player when he gets older. I think he plans on going into construction, stuff like that, because his dad owns a construction company, and I think it's just going to carry on sort of that legacy. And I don't know, I just don't think that Call of Duty is where he wants to be or where he was meant to be. And I don't know, I mean, I kind of wish things would have worked out with him. But, I mean, it is what it is. And then our second option, which we were playing with for the last few weeks, his name is Avery. His gamer tag is Excite to God, basically just Excite if you want to shorten it. And he was alright at first. We were basically like the entire team, or the entire time that we were teaming together, like us four, myself, John, Huntsman, and Avery, or Excite. I mean, everybody knows. Okay, well, I shouldn't say everybody, but those that are close to me know that John is Survivor, obviously. And so when I say John, I mean Survivor. But Avery, I don't know whether to call him Avery or Excite, so I'm just going to call him Avery because that's what I've been calling him myself. And Avery is, or teaming with Avery, we've been a really good team, but we've just been losing all these games super closely. Like, I think a couple days ago, we faced the #1 team in the ladder, and we put up a fight, but we just made so many dumb mistakes. Like, our rotations were trash, our spawns were trash, we had no anchor. That's kind of what we were looking for with myself, John, and Huntsman. We were just looking for another person. We were looking for an anchor, a person who could help us get those spawns, because at the time we had Huntsman running an AR, and he was more aggressive with his AR, and I know he knows how to anchor, but he's just such an aggressive AR that anchoring just doesn't work for him. And then when he tries to anchor, he just never gets into any engagements. And so obviously as an anchor, you're going to be getting into you're supposed to get into a lot of engagements, just because the other team's supposed to be fighting for those spawns equally as hard, if not harder, or I mean, I guess maybe less hard, but still, I don't know, man. I mean, we're an okay team with Avery, but just there's so many problems. I don't think he fits our roster. I know he's a good player. He's constantly outslaying, or he was constantly outslaying John and Huntsman. I know John and Huntsman are going through rough patches, but I just don't think he fits with our roster because he's mainly an SMG. He runs an SMG most of the time, and it's not what we're looking for. We're looking for an AR. We're looking for an anchor, a person that can anchor those spawns. And so I just don't think Avery would fit it. And I mean, he was older anyway, so I feel like he'd have more success if he found a team that was his age at 18 and they could try and make it. Whereas myself, I'm 16, Huntsman is 17, John's 16. You know, we're kind of, I mean, it'd make more sense if he just played with an team of 18-year-olds, so that way he didn't have to wait for he wouldn't have to wait until the end of IW for myself and John to be eligible to be in the World League and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's just, I mean, I just don't think he fits with our roster. I said that before, but he just really doesn't. Just his role, mainly running an SMG, we already have that in myself, and we actually switched. So now we have Huntsman running OBJ, which is what he did in Ghost, and he was really good at it. And so I think that's just more natural to Huntsman. And then John's been running an AR, and he's actually been doing a lot better than he was. And so I don't know. I mean, we already have that SMG power. We have that SMG pressure. We have the SMG presence. Myself, I know I'm a really good SMG. I mean, I might sound very cocky, but I know what I put up every game. I know the plays that I make. I've seen some of my gameplays. And, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act humble and stuff. And, I mean, I don't even know if humble's the right word there. But I'm not going to sit here and try and be like, oh, yeah, I'm not that good. No, I know I'm good. I know I can hang with the best of them. I've played with Crim6. I played with Karma. I played with all of them. And I know that I can win gunfights against them. I know that I can equally match them in gun skill, and I know that I have the playmaking abilities just by watching my S&D games and stuff like that, clutching up 1v3s round 11, and just all that stuff. I know that I can match. I know I can compete with the best of them, and I just don't think that if we have Avery, we're going to compete with the best of them. Like I said, we did face the team that was in first on the ladder. Obviously, that's not saying that they're the best in the world, but I mean, just I feel like I could be winning those games, and I know that John has a potential to win, and Huntsman can win. I know I've won with Huntsman before. We've been top 11 before. Never got to face any of the higher teams, so we could have been even higher if we would have won more. But I don't know. It's just with John, I just feel like he has the potential. I know I can kind of take him under my wing and mentor him and get him to be a winner and win everything, and finally be back to the top of the ladders and stuff. And I mean, I say top of the ladders, but really I want more than just that. Because Huntsman and I, we have played wagers before. We won. Actually, we played a wager and we won that. And I mean, this is what I want to do. I want to make a career out of this, and I just don't think Avery is the right way to go. And then our third option, which is what I'm going to talk about last, because it's most likely what's going to happen. We've been playing with, or we found another person, and he actually runs an AR, the role we were looking for. He's been anchoring, and it's been great. We played a couple of good teams, and we murdered them. Like, we played this one team, I think they had a silver trophy to their name, and we still just absolutely murdered them. And so, definitely great, especially first night playing together. We went 2-0, and just everything was great. And so I'm thinking that's going to be our roster for now. Just, of course, I'm going to make a video when everything is final, but everything looks good there. Everything with us teaming with, I didn't even mention him. I think his gamer tag's like, basically just Moose is what his gamer tag is. Obviously, it's not exactly Moose, but that's what his short gamer tag, his gamer tag in short form is. And his name is Mitch, and he runs that AR, and he actually runs it very well. He gets a lot of kills, and our spawns are great. Our spawns were great every single game mode we played. Obviously, we're still going to have to work on hardpoint because we did lose that. I think that and CTF were the only two game modes we lost, and the CTF was just a couple mistakes that would be fixed with us playing a little bit more and getting more comfortable with each other and understanding each other more. And so that CTF could be fixed. We won another CTF, we won an uplink, and we won an S&D. And I think we only played one S&D. And other than that, we lost a hardpoint and then another CTF, which the CTF we really could have won. It could have went either way, but I don't know. I'm really content with the way things went with him, and so I'm kind of excited for more. I don't know. Did I just pause that or did it just end? Okay, well that's awkward. But anyways, comfortable with him. Of course, this isn't final, so this is just like what's been going on, what our fourth status is, and so I'll make sure to come back to you guys if anything is finalized. I'll make another video and it'll be posted right here. So make sure you guys stay subscribed, like the video if you enjoyed, and leave any suggestions, questions, whatever, comments in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.